Thinking about buying a home in 2025? Or wondering if renting is still the smarter move? With interest rates, housing prices, and inventory shifting fast, you could save or lose thousands depending on your next move. Here's exactly what you need to know to make the right call this year. 1. Mortgage rates are holding, but still pricey. As of mid-2025, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is around 6.8%. That's a slight improvement from the 7% plus highs of 2023, but it's still more than double the ultra-low rates of 2020 and 2021. What does that mean for buyers? Higher monthly payments and less purchasing power. A $400,000 home today will cost significantly more in interest than it would have a few years ago. However, rates seem to be stabilizing, and many experts say this could be the new normal for a while. Waiting for 3% again? Don't count on it. 2. Home prices are cooling, but only in certain areas. Good news, price appreciation has slowed down. In some formerly overheated markets like Austin, Phoenix, and Boise, home prices have actually dropped by 5 to 10%. But in cities with high job growth and low housing supply, like Miami, Charlotte, and Nashville, prices are still climbing. Nationally, the median home price is expected to rise just 2-3% in 2025, a big shift from the double-digit gains of previous years. So if you're willing to move to a less saturated market, you could snag a better deal than you think. 3. Rents are rising, but not always cheaper than buying. In many major metro areas, rents are still climbing, up 5-7% in 2025, especially in high-demand urban centers. That means for many people, the monthly rent is now equal to, or even more expensive than, a mortgage. In cities like Tampa and Sacramento, owning a home is now cheaper on a month-to-month basis if you factor in taxes and insurance. If you're staying in one spot for at least 5 years, buying could beat renting in the long run, especially with equity gains. 4. Inventory is slowly rebuilding, but still tight. Housing inventory has finally started to tick upward in 2025, especially as more sellers come off the sidelines. However, demand still outweighs supply in most urban areas. Starter homes in particular are in short supply. If you're house hunting, be ready to act quickly and come in strong, especially on homes under $500,000. Some markets are cooling, but it's still competitive out there. 5. Buying is smarter, if you're financially ready. If you've got a stable job, a solid emergency fund, and can comfortably afford a 10-20% down payment, buying in 2025 could be a wealth-building move. You'll start building equity immediately, lock in housing costs, and hedge against rent inflation. Plus, if home values rise again in 2026 or 2027, as many analysts predict, you'll be glad you bought while prices were plateauing. 6. Renting is wiser, if you need flexibility. On the flip side, if your job situation is uncertain, if you're not sure where you want to live, or if you'd have to stretch your finances to buy, it might be smarter to keep renting for now. Renting gives you flexibility, frees up cash for other goals, and protects you from surprise maintenance costs or property tax hikes. Just don't fall into the trap of thinking renting is always throwing money away. In the right situation, it can be the safer play. 7. Consider the rent versus buy break-even point. The rent vs buy break-even point in 2025 sits at around 5-7 years. That means if you plan to live in one place for less than that, renting will likely cost less. But if you're putting down roots, buying makes more sense, especially as rents keep rising and home equity builds. 8. New tools. Make the decision easier. In 2025, there are tons of AI-powered rent vs buy calculators, personalized mortgage estimators, and real-time housing data apps that can help you decide. Tools like Zillow's Affordability Calculator or NerdWallet's Rent V's Buy Analyzer can break it down in minutes based on your income, credit, and location. So, should you buy or rent in 2025? It all comes down to your goals. If you're financially prepared and planning to stay long term, buying can lock in your future and start growing equity. But if you need more flexibility or don't want to be tied down, renting is still a smart choice. Just be mindful of rising costs. Either way, make sure the decision fits your situation, not someone else's hype. If you got value from this video, give it a like, subscribe for more financial game plans, and let me know in the comments. Are you planning to buy, rent, or wait it out this year? Catch you in the next one.